Detective Talk of the day, 6:38 a.m., 14 November 2023. Okay. It may happen today, it may happen tomorrow. It's going to happen soon. Okay? You know, there's been some people, you know, they want to talk shit about my damn bird dog on that dais too, don't they? Some people are confused. The Manicore is sort of a different animal in that respect, okay? The Manicore, just using it in general in high iron seems to me, is a better setup, but high conductors, it doesn't do any justice on those, but it does do justice on some low conductive targets. Now, I may run the Manicore with an M8 call down in this sight too, but I don't know if I'll run the DS2 and the Manicore down there on the same outing. This shit's gonna happen soon, boys and girls. All right, I don't know what's gonna happen, okay? But let me show you something here, you know, to sort of show people why I showed you all the bird dog on that DS2. Now, when I get down to this side, I'm going to describe a few things about it. And you know, when you hunt a site, depending on the layout, where maybe a structure was versus where the road is. Well, you know, back in the old days, boys, people didn't have damn cars, okay? Most people were hoofing it. Oh yeah, some of them might have been riding donkeys and horses, okay? But there was some walking went on. Well, guess what? You know, old sharpshooter, you know, I try to apply logic to a site. Well, where this site is, it sets back off the road, and the road has a curve in it. So, you know, sharpshooter assessed that, and you've heard me make reference of going round and around these two sugar trees with all these models of detectors, and that old elliptical call on that DS1 snuck out two finds, a half dime and a Spanish bit. Okay, well, if you draw a straight line from where a lot of this structure's set, thinking about how these people went, now going away from the river, well, now, I don't know how everybody walked back then, but in the wintertime, now if there's tall weeds, you know, in the wintertime here, you know, when people are walking, what do you generally do? You would take the shortest route, wouldn't you? Okay. Let me show you here. Now, this is what come out of that site in not too large an area. These were all dug by me, okay? And they sort of are in a line in this site. You have a buffalo nickel, a Liberty Head nickel, a Spanish bit, a war nickel, an 1845 seated dime, an 1845 half dime, a old 1784 Spanish coin, a silver engagement or wedding ring, no diamonds installed, and an Indian head penny. Okay? Now, me knowing this, would it behoove me to go in there and run this bird dog on this DS2? When I take this DS2 down to this site and I run it in bird dog, you all may be sort of surprised at how I'm going to run it. I'm not going to run it like you think. I'm probably going to go into this site. Believe it or not, I'm only going to have the numbers 1 and 2 open on that machine. I'm going to block everything. I'm going to notch everything else out. And what I'm really watching for are 4-way lockup signals. Now, there's a lot of iron in this damn place. And I've done showed you all demoing the Manicore down there. Okay? And I spent the better part of 8 years of my detecting career in this site. Now, I didn't spend all of it in this one area where I'm going to be. And it's accessible right now. Okay? The only place down there right now that is not accessible is where there's corn growing, where that 1845 half dam right there come from. But the rest of these finds right now, it's accessible down there, and the grass is not too tall. Okay, so I'm going down there. And I'm going to, you know, if I get four-way lockup signals reading too, now if I hold a call a long ways off the ground and I'm getting a lockup, well, that's probably not going to be a coin, right? So yeah, I'll be doing some call management, watching. Okay? And we'll do some, I'll try to show some live digs, and let's just see what, I don't know what's going to happen. But with all the iron in this site, would it be a reasonable assumption that there are some possible high and low conductors still in there, untouchable by DS2 conventional settings? Is that a possibility? Well, I say it is, okay? And I may run the Manicore down there in Bird Dog with the M8 call, but I'm not quite sold on that M8 call running a Bird Dog like this. You know, it works, but I still may take it down there. Okay? And I may not run it overly slow. I may speed it up a little bit, run it like maybe 6. But I don't know if I'll have both detectors down there at the same time. So can I go down there and get on? Those are all nice finds, in my opinion. Especially out of that polluted ass site. So I better not take this damn machine down there and dig another nice find out of it running Bird Dog with a 4-way lockup, right? Better not do that. Had I? Because if I do, what does that mean? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is what Sharpshooter's been trying to explain to people. You may not necessarily want to take this thing out into a 200-acre field and sweep it around necessarily. But what about those areas that have produced? Could a nice find still be lurking untouchable by DS1 conventional settings, or even DS mono and a lot of other detectors? Okay? And, you know, and I'm actually, believe it or not, when I go into this site, I'm going to try to show, I may walk it off and give some kind of idea of the square foot. How many 4-way lockup signals reading a 1 or 2 will we see down there, just in general? Now, they may not all be non-ferrous targets, but how many are we going to see? And I may put the machine in go field IAR0 and sweep it around a little bit to give you an idea of what that site is about, okay? I done showed you the Manicore with a horseshoe in, okay? So there you go. Coming to a theater near you soon. The real deal. Win, lose, or draw. That's how Sharpshooter plays the game, boys. Win, lose, or draw. Okay? I hope everybody has a nice day.